At shooting guard, standing 6'8", number 0, Jalen Brown. At small forward, standing 6'5", number 23, Cedric, number 23. At 6, number 14, Zach Reed. At guard, 6'3", number 12, Jack Moran. The other four position, 6 feet, 10 inches, number 8, Jack Jackson Jr. The head coach for your Memphis Grizzlies is Carlos Cesaro. Once again, this starts for your Memphis Grizzlies.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. They've got Yusuf Nurkic, George out there with Yaroslav Mikhailuk. Then it's Bailey, and it's Markkanen in at the power forward. And for the Grizzlies, we've got Jaren Jackson, Jalen Wells out there with Ja Morant. Then there's Zach Edey. And it's the Grizzlies to start it out. And this summer, the Grizzlies going all in to draft a player who'd been a virtual unknown about a year ago, Shams. Cedric Coward.
Yeah, you love stories like this. He really shot up the boards as well at the NBA Draft Combine with his immaculate shooting percentage. And get this, BA, 6'5", with a 7'2" wingspan. For those trying to do the math at home, that's a +9 wingspan. So absolutely elite physical tools. I'm told they're very excited about Cedric Coward in Memphis, guys.
Seems like a guy who can make a name for himself quickly.
Well, Markkanen keeps the defense off balance with the quick trigger.
Here's Morant. There's the drive, and it's in there.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Now here's Markkanen. Consistent production from him, averaging around 27.5 points a game. George's shot is good.
Wow, Keontae George flashing those handles. Nasty stuff.
Morant against George. Jackson, the pass to Morant from outside the arc. The rebound by Markkanen. The Jazz have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. And the league instituting an international flavor for this year's All-Star game, Shams. What more can you tell us?
Yeah, I'm told the league is really drawing inspiration from what we saw be a successful tournament in hockey. The NBA has been eager to increase the compete level for years now, so the U.S. versus the world format might just be the one to facilitate that.
Here's Mikhailuk. After the basket by Memphis on the other end. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Mikhailuk's gotten his second bucket of the game.
5 straight buckets to start the game. Off to a hot start.
Jackson outside. Fires the 3. Utah grabs the miss. They traveled to Memphis last time they faced the Grizzlies. Came away with a win.
They barely got the win the last time these teams faced off. And in large part, I think it was because they were pushing the action and drawing foul calls.
Yeah, at the end of the day, a win is a win. But you know they want to play a lot better this time.
Morant with it. Guarded now by George. And Morant gets it to go. Utah leading by 5. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Grizzlies. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Allie.
Well, Jackson Jr. is an athlete, a big man with some big-time hops.
Shams, with so many entertainment options out there, Commissioner Silver has said the league cannot be complacent.
Boy, is there ever. I mean, you think about the new TV deals, you think about the rise of social media. We're seeing so much innovation in this world, just in general, across all sports, and the NBA is no different. And certainly, the league office has been very proactive, looking to improve this product at every turn, and a lot of this is around social media and around the internet and around their young consumers and young fans.
Now here's Markkanen. He's got 5. Fires it. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Just so many things Markkanen can do to help your team on both sides.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And he's shown a great touch at the line. They've tested the big guy, but he's come through.
Now here's Morant, coming in off 21 points in his last outing. And another miss by Memphis. Utah leading by 5. Here's Mikhailuk. George outside. Here's Mikhailuk. He's covered by Wells. 3 on the clock. Here's Nurkic. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
The 3, George gets the 3 to fall. George has got 5 points.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Aldama's checked in for Memphis. Williams comes in for Wells. Then for Utah, Sensabaugh comes in for Bailey. And it's Collier in for Mikhailuk. Utah has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Aldama. Utah grabs the miss. They come into this one having outplayed the Grizzlies last time.
Great offensive game plan in that one. They put their guys in positions to succeed, and it really paid off.
And that was the kind of win a coach takes pride in. You lay out the strategy, and the players execute perfectly.
Now here's Edey. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Morant, no good.
Another miss. He is struggling for the court.
Pass to Markkanen. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. He's got 9.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
Yeah, now it's all about maintaining this lead, but you can't start.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Jazz?
Well, I like how they're going right at the defense, creating high-quality looks with that penetration.
And I just love playing on teams like this, passing teams. You can tell they really like playing with each other, and hopefully they keep this up.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. Filipowski out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Collier, and it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position.
Well, Caldwell Pope is one of those guys who just loves to come after you.
The last 7 league MVPs born outside the United States, Shams. The game is going global. What's next?
So, B.A., Adam Silver cited this statistic. 5 years from now, over 40% of the youth of the world will live in Africa. I think we'll see a lot of investment in developing that talent, not to mention captivating fans in that market, but really around the world. That's what the NBA is, a global sport.
Do you think we'll see teams, divisions, possibly groups of teams in certain areas around the world that'll be part of the NBA?
NBA Europe is very much in the works. There could be a real league there with the NBA.
Rumbling down the lane, probably wise to stay out of Aldama's way.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the rim.
Well, a good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Lauri Markkanen's checked in for Love. Bailey comes in for Hendricks. And Mikhailuk subbed in for Sensabaugh. And stolen by Morant. Here we go. Rebounded by Bailey. Utah leading by 6. Pass to Collier. Markkanen outside. Oh, the soft touch from Markkanen, the seven-footer. And Shams, a favorite topic in the NBA rumor mill is league expansion. What have you heard, my friend?
Well, BA, I still think we're a little bit ways away. The NBA and the Board of Governors continue to evaluate the potential for expansion franchises in the NBA. They have not made any firm decisions yet, I'm told, but this is something the NBA is continuing to find numbers, to evaluate the pros and the cons, potentially adding one or two more teams to the NBA.
And maybe we think about that inside the U.S., but it could go global as well.
Seattle, Las Vegas, Mexico City are really the three cities at the forefront of these conversations.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks a lot, guys. John Morant looking to lead the way.
Oh, they go up top for Markkanen.
Markkanen showing his athleticism, soaring to hammer home the alley-oop.
Morant into the lane. Utah grabs the miss.
Well, that's the look he wanted, but the defense doing just enough to impact that shot.
Inside. Oh, look at the fin with the finish. Lauri Markkanen.
Well, Markkanen is just such an effective scorer. He makes the most of his opportunities.
Landale, good, and the setup by Morant. Landale's gotten his first points in this one.
Good passing to set that up. Teamwork on display.
And so Will Hardy calls the timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy.
Let's give Coach credit. He's trying to find a way to squeeze the most out of every possession.
Well, that's the job, right? Your duty as a coach is to finesse your lineups so your guys get the best chance to succeed.
Edey's checked in for Memphis. Jaren Jackson comes in for Aldama. Then for Utah, Yusuf Nurkic comes in for Filipowski. And it's George in for Collier.
Well, with a little bit of room, George can splash it down. A fearless shooter.
Tries to break his ice. Tough points from Ja.
It was a rough start for them scoring the ball, but they look like now they're really finding their rhythm and flow.
Markkanen outside. Pass to Bailey. Launches it. Oh, and again, it's the Jazz from deep.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And Shams, as always, it was a pleasure to have you with us here tonight. Thanks for making the time, man.
Of course, BA. Call me anytime. Let's do this again. I'm always available for you, BA.
Best to call, text, email, or send a snail mail.
All of the above.
Always a pleasure to hear from Shams. He uncovers some stories that no one else is privy to.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan of his reporting. He's a tireless worker, very detailed, and his integrity is second to none.
Morant, the pass to Wells. Edey inside, working on George. And it's Edey missing.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Bailey, the pass to Nurkic. And that one, good. Nurkic has gotten his second bucket.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Will it go? And the layup by Morant.
Yeah, it's so tough to knock Morant off balance, and he's so talented at keeping his focus on the basket.
George finds Markkanen. Here's Bailey. Pass to Mikhailuk. And it's off from three-point range. Right side Morant. Over Nurkic. And so a pretty lopsided game in the first half. Utah ahead, leading by 17. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Hey, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all down, and through the first half of play, it's a very commanding lead for the Utah Jazz.
This is a finely tuned offense. They're pushing the action while staying disciplined.
Yeah, their scores are in the right places, taking smart shots. The other side, not so much.
Changing things up just a bit, let's catch a glimpse of the Western Conference standings at the moment.
And taking a look at Utah, they knew it was going to be a tough year. And I got to say, it's been hard to watch them fight, looking through all these challenges. We hope they're learning something out there. Challenging times for the franchise.
Appreciate you joining us. It's been our distinct pleasure, and I mean that. Let's now take you back over to the third quarter with Brian Anderson.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been quite a game for Lauri Markkanen.
When he got good position and they got the ball to him, he was automatic.
Reminds me of the good old days. Feed it to the big and let him work.
And it's Utah with the ball. Looking ahead, they've got the Mavericks coming to town for their next one. And that kicks off a string of 3 home games for them. Zach Edey out there with Jackson. Then there's Jalen Wells. Then there's Ja Morant. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis. When we talk about Keontae George.
Whoa! Oh, sweet move. Well, this is what the fans want to see. Morant showing off all of his superb athleticism.
George sets a screen to the paint. Ja Morant grabs the miss. Grizzlies trail by 18. Jackson on the wing. Sends it home from three-point land. Jackson's got 5 now.
Well, Jackson brings so much value with his ability to space the floor.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket is good, and he'll go to the line.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
For Lauri Markkanen, a really talented scorer, Stan. How do you think he's fared with more responsibility?
BA, I think he's done very well. He's a prototypical stretch 4 who scores at an efficient rate, and with his elevated role, he's just grown in his confidence.
Memphis shooting their 3rd free throw shot of the game. The free throw drops for Morant. Just an electrifying style on the court for Ja Morant. And Grant, he's not shy when it comes to confrontation.
Oh yeah, no, he's not ducking any smoke. But part of his maturation is choosing his battles, including trying to preserve his body from those fearless forays to the rim.
Just shot by Mikhailuk, no good. Grizzlies trail by 15. It's Morant capitalizing inside.
That's a perfect 4 for 4 to open up the second half. Couldn't have asked for a better start after the break.
Back to George. Pass to Bailey. Here's Mikhailuk. For 3, George. The rebound by Edey. And here's Jackson. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. Jackson on the wing. 19-footer. Good. And the setup by Morant. Morant's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, usually a guy who's more inside or out beyond the arc. But the mid-range isn't an area that Jackson Jr. needs to avoid.
And you love to see the aggressiveness, using the height advantage to hammer it home.
So Tuomas Isalos decided to call timeout here. He might have seen something he needs to review with his guys. And now let's take a look at the scoring breakdown tonight as divided up between the starters and the reserves for Utah. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. And it's Morant off the drive, rebounded by the Jazz. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds now. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thank you so much. The Grizzlies last season retired the jersey number of the grind father, defensive ace Tony Allen, the player who coined the grit and grind motto that came to define the franchise in the 2010s. Allen Brown was a perennial all-defense selection in Memphis, and his hard-nosed play set the tone. Guys?
Okay, Allie, thanks a lot. Stan, he's one of the most exciting players in the league right now. What makes Ja Morant so special?
Well, look, B.A., his explosiveness. Sometimes he makes you nervous with how much he throws his body around. But what I love about Ja is that it shows he has no off-swing. He plays with intensity. Yeah, that's his fourth foul. Gotta be careful now.
Williams is checked in for Memphis. Filipowski, he's checked in for Utah. Collier comes in for George. And so it's Memphis with it, trailing by 10. Pass to Edey. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Utah's got 6 out of 15 threes so far in this game. Now Filipowski. No points yet. Here's Mikhailuk. He's covered by Wells. Just 5 on the clock. The Jazz again can't hit. The Grizzlies have gone 6 for 9 in the half. It's Wells on the wing. Jackson for 3. Knocks down the long J. Jackson's got 10 points.
This is anyone's game now, and they have the momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy. But a rally like this is how you do it.
Let's go with a 3. Utah grabs the miss. Look, Mikhailuk's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Collier. The rebound by Jackson. Jackson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Wells. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play. And the Grizzlies making a change here. Aldama's checked in. Shibwe's checked in for Utah. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for Utah.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
And I also have to praise them for their three-point shooting. They're showing a lot of confidence, letting them fly from deep.
Here's Mikhailuk from outside, off the mark.
Well, clearly it hasn't been his best game offensively, but collectively, they've still found a way to get the lead.
Williams in the post. Jackson for 3. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
And he's single-handedly trying to keep them alive. Terrific scoring quarter. Will it be enough, though?
He led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Here's Wells. No good on the 3. Utah leading by 5. Over to the wing for 3. Collier nails it from beyond the arc. Collier's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there.
And he's been an ideal teammate tonight. He's really creating plenty of looks with his passing.
Yeah, when there's been an open man, he's found him. And you love to see a guy dishing it like this.
Pass to Wells. Here's Jackson. That's basket number 6 in 8 tries.
It's obvious he's taking it upon himself to try and keep them alive.
And here's Filipowski. Here's Shibwe. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right. And so it's the Utah Jazz, up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be right back with you shortly. With hammer it home!
Nice. Yeah, and Morant just makes it look so easy pulling off a move like that. Unreal.
Here's Sensabaugh. He's covered by Caldwell Pope. Pass to Hendricks. From downtown, Memphis with a rebound.
He may have had too much time to think about it.
Here's Williams. And a missed layup. Utah leading by 6. Here's Collier. Markkanen outside. Pass to Filipowski. Over Morant. The shot by Filipowski, no good. Well, the Grizzlies shooting around 50% of the game so far. And that one's good. Morant.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Here's Collier. Takes it inside. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
Yeah, and how great have these offenses been for these teams tonight? Just fantastic execution.
Edie's checked in for Landale. And Utah with a change here, too. Nurkic has checked in for Hendricks. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Head coach of the Grizzlies had some words for his team over the break. He said to them, quote, "We've worked hard to come back. We had them on the ropes, but we have yet to land the knockout blow. We'll see if they can." Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Confident drive from Morant.
They're having a good half offensively, shooting over 50% from the field now, trying to close the gap.
Driving to the basket. Shot's good by Collier.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Morant, the pass to Aldama. Just over 2.5 minutes played now. Final quarter of regulation. Caldwell Pope finds Morant. Ooh, that's good. Morant from way out.
Well, this kind of performance from Morant doesn't surprise anyone. He can score with the best of them.
And it's Ja Morant with the foul. That's his first foul. And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. For the Jazz, Bailey's checked in for Filipowski. Mikhailo comes in for Sensabaugh. And it's George in for Collier.
Even though it hasn't been his best game, they're still up, and that's what's important.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
Well, it's always a big plus when you have a point guard that can attack the rim like that, puts so much pressure on the defense.
And so Will Hardy calls for the timeout. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused. Collier, he's checked in for Utah. George sets a screen from downtown. Edie rips down the board. The Grizzlies have gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. Williams outside. Outside Morant to take the lead. And he slams it down.
The rebounds look too easy for Edie sometimes. Taller than even most NBA players.
Here's Collier. George sets a screen. Oh, the lead pass. Great dish.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
And timeout is called by Tuomas Isalo. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. Morant looking around. Look it! It goes!
You know, I think this guy just loves the game of basketball. The preparation, the interaction with his teammates. He has fun out there on the court.
Jackson against Markkanen. Down low, Markkanen.
And over time, Markkanen has embraced more of a leadership role, which includes taking and making crucial shots.
Morant lets it fly. Edie fires. Nurkic with a rebound. And so George will bring it up for Utah. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Morant, here he goes. Morant slices his way in for the bucket.
And this is why Morant gets paid the big bucks, to knock down clutch shots like this.
Here's George. Shoots a 3. Ooh, it misses. Morant with it. Tries to spin move. From 15 feet away. Ooh, the shot misses.
Well, if you have the space, You have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense honest.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
Foul to give if needed.
And we've got a timeout called by Will Hardy. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
This is where your coaching is so important. They need a really good play now.
Well, they'll likely only get one shot at this. They need to make it count.
Now George. Nurkic for three. Booyah! He sinks the triple. And we will have a timeout called by Tomas Isalo. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
I don't know if they should be greedy here and go for a three. I'd take it to the basket, get a high percentage shot, or maybe get fouled. He's really finding his rhythm here. I mean, smart move to keep feeding him the ball.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And so the big win by Memphis in a tight game. That was an incredible night of hoops. A tremendous finish. They waited until the very last moment to seal it.
And so many times we see these close games won by the home team.
And that about wraps it up. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson saying thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports.